Alright, as you can see what I have laid out in front of me here. First thing in the kit, you get the cool stickers. I don't know about you guys, I always like getting stickers. I throw them on my toolboxes just to kind of decorate, show things that I use. Next, we have the 4-pin programming cable. Alright, so I'm not 100% sure what this is going to go for. I'll figure that out when the time comes. We have the harness, which is going to be plugging into the flex fuel sensor, as well the gauge. Next up, we have right here, flex fuel sensor, the two ANs that go on the ends of the flex fuel sensor, and then our line. And then of course we have our flex fuel sensor gauge. So this is going to tell us the ethanol content at all times in the tank, because it's going to be flowing through the sensor, and it's also going to be able to give us tunability for flex fuel. If you're curious between the difference of flex fuel and dual map, so flex fuel, you're going to have two tunes. You're going to have a 93 tune, you're going to have an E85 tune. The tuner is going to, obviously, he's going to make both those maps on, first of all, full E93, excuse me, and full E85. Then what happens is it's downloaded onto the software. I believe the software is called Tefra V3. It's going to be able to merge these maps in between, so you have the sensor. It's going to be able to sense what ethanol content is in your tank, and the map is going to automatically adjust between, so that way you're always running the tune specified for the ethanol content that you have in your car. Now, dual map, which I had on my Mazda Speed, which was built block, Cosmic Motorsports 6-port injection, and BNR S4 V3 turbo, we were running about 480 to 500 horsepower on that car, and we were running dual maps. So we would tune off of the access port through Purple Drink Tuning, which, shout out, if I could use him for the rest of my life I would, but he doesn't tune any of my other cars. So back on topic, dual map is you're going to have a standalone 93 tune, and you're going to have a ethanol tune for whatever you're going to be running, or if you're running like a higher octane gas or whatever tune it is, you're going to have both. So you're going to have to swap between, and you're also going to have to make sure, it's going to be up to you, that the fuel in your tank and in the lines and all that is going to be able to run the tune. So let's say I was running 93, but I wanted to switch over to ethanol. I'm going to have to do the fuel mixture, which on my Mazda Speed, it was an E30 mix, which, if I can remember correctly, all the math was pretty much done for us. So all we needed was 4 gallons of E85 and fill up the rest with 93, and that would put you right about E30. But obviously we didn't have a flex fuel sensor, not many people ran that, so you had to just go off of what was in your car. And every once in a while you would notice, you'd be like, you know what, I didn't get the mix right, or the ethanol content isn't exactly what I need it to be. So therefore you're running a strictly E30 tune on something you could end up with less than E30 or more. And overall, flex fuel is the safest option for something like this, and it seems to be flex fuel is really big for the Evo X's, which is why I am doing it. Right, now that we have everything unboxed, we went over all the parts, we figured out what everything is, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna install it. Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the videos. Today, as you can tell, we're at the Hopkins headquarters working on the Evo. So there we got a bunch of things that we are gonna have to do today. We're doing an oil change and spark plugs to make sure that we're fresh for a tune, and we're also gonna be doing 1300cc injectors, a 450 fuel pump, a flex fuel kit, as well as a inline fuel filter, which goes up front. And I probably have a couple different odds and ends that I have to get done, but that is where we're at, and you guys are going to come with me on this journey, and we'll go from there. First things first, we're going to be taking the seat out, which it should just pop right up. We're going to be taking off 2 fuel lines and these sensors, which should be easy enough. It's going to come up, it's going to pop right off. There's the fuel. Next, we're going to take our pliers. This is just a clip. So we got this sensor off. Now we're going to take an 8mm, put that into the little zap boy, and then we're going to unscrew. We got 6 screws here for the fuel cover plate.
set it like this. There's a clip right here that we're gonna go ahead and grab. Push this down. Careful so we don't lose that. All right, gonna hook that. That out of the way. 2 clips, like that. Okay. All right, here is the final product. You can see we have a new line. We have 2 new lines. And we had to do some wiring, which is very simple. Just cut the plug-in right here. We wire it up to the new plug-in for the pump. Pump goes on the MA Performance hanger, as well as the fuel filters down there on the bottom. Alright, so update. I have not been videoing because this car's been pissing me off. Alright, on startup, the old clamp didn't hold and it blew it off and gas. Here's the flex fuel sensor. We don't have it plugged in, so we'll do that when we get to the tune. See, it's on. I had to do some wiring and had to plug in all that stuff. Car's idling good, but we're fighting against the rain as well. So I got the flex fuel sensor, all that's in. I got the fuel pump, all that stuff is done. Now I need to do injectors and things like that. I just been making sure that everything is holding. Hopefully everything in tank is assembled properly. I'm letting the car idle. Obviously it hasn't died, so everything is working as should, as well as the gauge. I like that. That's kind of cool. That's good. But yeah, that's currently where I am at the moment. I'll have to update you guys when I start going. Maybe I'll have some more work on, you know, whatever, but this has been a pain.
So next we're going to be working on the inline fuel filter. We're going to be installing the line just like that. Don't want to go too tight because these are aluminum. So this is a 11/16. Let's just give it a quick little twist. Quick little twist. Alright, that's on. This is going to be clipping on over of the stock line. Like there's a whatever it is, but it just clicks on just like that. But we're going to go ahead and install that as well. So, see? Just tighten that up. Alright, so you're going to need 2 11/16 for this. Alright. Go. Give it just a nice turn. And tight, 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 tight. Yeah. Once again, there's our line. And this, we're going to install.
Intake is loose, so I'm just gonna go ahead. Actually, I'm gonna set this off to the side like that. You're focused in on this little red clip, so what we are going to need to do is we're gonna have to pop this off. Should look like this. That's the rear portion. There it is. There's a little clip right here that we are gonna need to, not clip, I mean a tab, that we're gonna wanna bend out of the way. Alright, so you start bending it up out of the way. The reason why you want to do this is because this clip, this little tab here, stops the hose from traveling too far on this line here. So what we do is we bend it up out of the way, so that way this will fit and it will clip on. Otherwise it will not. So it's on fully and it's not coming back off. And that's what you want. So these are 12 millimeters. I broke the bolts, so now they can come out. here we have our injector. We ran out of light, but before we install the actual injector, you're gonna have to lube these seals on both ends. Otherwise, you will twist them and it will leak. So I'm gonna get started on that now. All right, so we have the injectors in. Just pop the fuel reel down. It should be a nice, easy, you know, like you don't want to force it. Welcome back. We're on day 2 of working on the Evo. Today we have to do an oil change. We got spark plugs and we got to finish buttoning up everything right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get started on the spark plugs, and then after I do that, we're gonna go ahead and tighten everything back up in the engine bay, and we're gonna do ourselves an oil change, and that should complete everything that needs to get done before tuning. We'll go ahead, load the car up in the trailer, and we'll be all set. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and attempt to start the car. My tuner said that we should be able to. I want to check for leaks if that is possible. I can't let it run for too long because obviously we're not tuned for the injectors. But he said it should be fine to check for leaks and pull onto the trailer. So we're going to take that risk. Alright, here we go. The car was definitely not happy about that. But hey, no leaks, so that's good. Alright, so that boy was pissed. You heard her. She was not happy. She was not happy with that. But that's okay, you know, obviously we don't expect it to start up and idle perfectly. Only thing that concerned me was it was trying to like, it kept going up. It was like, I was like, yeah, you guys saw that I'm sure, but I wanted to get up here as quick as possible to make sure that we weren't leaking anywhere. As far as everything else goes, I mean, everything's tightened down properly. But yeah, I'm not leaking out gas, which is a good thing. It means that I did my install properly, which is always awesome. I mean, you know, sometimes we mess up, but yeah, everything's good. That's where we're at. Everything's installed. I'll go ahead and run over everything just one more time because I know I didn't do the best job of putting out there what I did. I end up getting, you know, mad and I have to take a break. You know, today I'm in a lot better mood than I was yesterday. Yesterday, I just wasn't in my groove. I wasn't able to put out that vibe, you know. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and check out what we did. We had to take this out. We put in the 450 Walbro. I had to do custom boy stuff. But here's the flex fuel sensor right here. It is not plugged in yet, but when we get to the tuning place, we'll just pop this off, plug that one in. We'll be good to go. We have our lines connected. This is the flex fuel, like I said just a second ago. It's gonna tell us the amount of ethanol that is in our tank. I had to run my wire, which I hid. I had the wire in my ethanol gauge that's required for tuning. So that's all ready to go, it works. And then up here, of course, I did an oil change. We did spark plugs, brand new plugs, gapped at 22, 0.022. And of course, I did the 1300cc injectors, which you guys saw the majority of that. I had to plug in these. They're plug and play adapters, so that made our job easy. We also have a inline fuel filter, which will help filter out any other particles that the pump does not. That is where we're at, and next video you guys are gonna see is this boy getting tuned. Anyways, that does it for this video. If you liked it, if it was somewhat entertaining, or you learned something, you know what you should do? Yeah, you should go ahead and give this video a like. Maybe comment, tell me your favorite part of it, you know, engage in some conversation. But no, in all seriousness, if you did like this video, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. You know what we do around here. I post every Friday. And, you know, we got some Evo content finally rolling out. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!